For this video, I'll show you how to install Kali Linux 110 into Windows 7 using VirtualBox. So you can see here I'm using Windows 7 Home Premium 64-bit on my Asus Ultrabook. Start by going to VirtualBox, go to the download section, grab the newest version, in this case 4322 for Windows, and also grab the extension pack. Go to File, Preferences, Extensions, click the orange arrow, and then find the extension pack you downloaded, install it. Then go through and restart your computer. While you're doing that, press either Escape, Delete, Backspace, or one of the function keys to get into the BIOS, and make sure you enable Intel or AMD virtualization. Once you have that going, go to kalilinux.org/downloads. In this case, I'll be using the 64-bit torrent file. It's around 3 GB, so give it some time to download. Once you have all that, go to Machine, New, Kali Linux 110, 64-bit, Linux. Set the version to Debian 64-bit. Next. I like to increase the RAM to 1 gig, makes it a little faster. Click on Create a Virtual Hard Drive Now. I'll leave this as VirtualBox disk image. If you want to use this with another system, say VMware in the future, select VMDK. Click Next. Leave it as dynamically allocated, so that way you're not going to lose the file space immediately. I like to generally increase it up to around 16 gigs. Click on Create. Click on Settings. Go to System, Processor, enable PAE/NEX. If you don't do this, it won't start correctly. Click on Start. Click on select the Kali Linux image you downloaded earlier. In this case, I have Kali Linux 110 AMD 64. Click Open and click Start. Use the arrow keys, go down to Install, hit Enter. Select English, United States, American English. Leave the host name as Kali, press Enter. Leave the domain name blank, press Enter. I like to set my root password to Tor, T-O-O-R, which is root spelled backwards. So the time zone is Eastern. Select Guided, use entire disk. Select the first disk. All files in one partition. Finish partition and write changes. Use the arrow, select Yes. Now, this is going to take around 10 minutes, so get up, grab a cup of coffee, go for a walk. When you get to the section asking to use a network mirror, select No. Now it's going to pause here for a couple minutes, just let it be. Next, you'll have to install the Grub bootloader to the hard drive. Click Yes. Click Continue to restart the system. When the system restarts, select the first option, hit Enter. This will start the system. When you get to the login screen, select Other, type the username root, password Tor. Start by opening the terminal window, type in sudo apt get update. Now, the default instructions tell you to type in sudo apt get install dkms for dynamic kernel module system, Linux, tac headers, tac cache sign, parentheses, uname tac-r. Now, when you first do this, it's actually going to fail, which is a little frustrating, so I'll show you how that goes. So you can see here, can't find the packages. So what you have to do is update the aptitude package manager list. So we do sudo nano etc apt sources dot list. Open up Iceweasel and type in Kali Linux headers error. Go to pantoots.com. Scroll down a bit. And here's a list of alternative package management systems you can use. So Alt-Tab back to the terminal window. Scroll to the bottom. Press Control-Shift-V to paste it. Control-O to write it. Enter. Control-X. Now do sudo apt get update. This is going to take a few minutes because it's downloading roughly 50 megabytes. So again, go for a walk. So when you get here, it'll have updated all of your package resources. So press up arrow and go back to sudo apt get install tac-y dkms Linux headers. Press enter. Again, another 16 megabytes, so go for another walk. When you get here to update libc, hit enter for OK. Upgrade now, yes. Restart service, yes. Okay, when you get here, you'll have everything installed. So go to Devices, Insert Guest Editions CD. That'll mount it. It'll ask if you want to run it, but by default it won't actually run, so just gives you an error. So double click. Grab the VBox Linux editions.run file and drag it to the desktop. Type cd desktop ls. So what we're going to do is chmod 775 VBox, then press tab. Then we do period / VBox tab. And this will go through and actually install the Guest Editions plugin from VirtualBox into Kali Linux. And this will give you access to things like shared folders between the hosts. So that way, whatever you have in a Windows folder, Kali Linux will be able to see also, and vice versa, as well as the shared clipboard. So yeah, it takes about 4 minutes to run. All right. Once everything's all installed, close out the terminal window, press Shift-Delete to get rid of the file, right-click and eject the disk. Go to the top, click Shutdown. All right. Open up VirtualBox, go to Settings. So here we go, Shared Clipboard. Click in Bidirectional. So this is when you copy and paste things. You can either go in Linux, copy some text, and then paste it into Windows, or you can do the reverse. Really, really helpful. All right, that's looking pretty good. I like to increase the display to 32 megabytes. Just makes it run a little faster. All right, looking pretty good. Yeah, so you see here we have the USB controller also enabled. So let's add one of the folders for sharing. So we'll go to Apollo and then Downloads. Click OK. Auto mount. Click OK. All right. Start it back up again. Okay, click on Other, type in root, Tor, and you'll notice here that the display will actually resize automatically. All right, congratulations, you have Kali Linux all set up, ready to go. So here's some of the tools. I like to use things like Burp Suite and Nmap and SQL Map, etc. because I do more web-based explorations. So now that you have things set up and going, it's a good idea to go to Machine, Take Snapshot. I like to call this one Initial Setup. So that way if you happen to break anything or misconfigure something, you can fall back to it. All right, there you go. Hope you find Kali Linux fun and enjoyable. Catch you later.